both of these guys have put themselves in that top 20 heavyweight Super League mix that's going on in Saudi Arabia as well, in my view.
This is Jonathan Aguilar, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Gareth A Davies. Gareth, how's your Thursday going?
Is it Thursday?
It is.
It's one of those weird bank holidays, wasn't it, where we were working a day later the whole time. I've said it to so many people. Thursday night felt like a Friday night. Friday felt like a Saturday. Saturday felt like a Saturday. Sun was like a Sunday. Sunday felt like a Saturday. Monday felt like God knows what day it was because the clocks had gone forward. And then here we are, it's Thursday already. I don't even know where I am, to be honest. It was a very good weekend, though. It was a very, very fine weekend of boxing and entertainment, I thought. Absolutely delighted to be there.
Gareth, where does Wardley Clark rank in terms of fights you've seen live?
I think one of the great heavyweight fights. Obviously ranks very highly in British title fights. But it lives up there with those all British heavyweight clashes. You can go all the way back to Bruno and Sir Henry Cooper. You can go to Hay and Chisora, Dillian White and Derek Chisora, Frank Bruno and Lennox Lewis. There were so many great contests at heavyweight over the years, and it ranks right up there with two guys who basically, Fabio Wardley's still a novice in lots of ways, and obviously Frazer Clarke is, in terms of it being his 9th pro fight. Just to explain the noise in the background, I'm in a car. I'm just waiting for my car to be fixed. So that's what all the background commotion is.
That's all right. We can still hear you. Gareth, how did you score the fight?
I had it marginally for Fabio Wardley, but I haven't watched it back. Obviously, I was working live on it at the time. I thought Fabio Wardley, even on the eye test, though it didn't look like he was winning the fight, I thought he did enough to win it. I think I scored it 114, 112 in, but there were a lot of swing rounds there in that, and obviously there were 2 points taken away from Frazer Clarke for the knockdown. He could score it at 10-8, as I did, or maybe it was the round where he was deducted a point. Some people had that round for Frazer, so it kind of evened up the round. But I had him 10-8s for those 2 rounds, and Clarke was very good early on. It was a fantastic fight. I mean, both men left so much in there, and I think they need a few months pause before they do it again, if they are to do it again.
I saw you did an interview with I think it was Ben Davison on Talk Sport right after the fight, and I think you asked him if he needs sort of the nose repaired, and Ben said, "Yeah, we've got to take a look at that." So yeah, I guess that'll keep him out for a bit.
Yeah, I think so. And obviously Fabio's got a problem with that nose opening a lot, and Ben was mentioning it maybe needs operating on, but if they do, that keeps him out longer than Frazer Clarke. I mean, I've heard Frazer interviewed this morning on Talk Sport as well, saying that he's ready to do it again, but needs a bit of recovery in terms of his body and that kind of thing. But like you say, the nose issue for Fabio is very important. And Ben was saying that he actually needs to get it operated on, maybe, because there is that kind of ridge there on his nose and it does open a lot. And I think it's happened a couple of times now. So that's obviously something that needs sorting out. But I think more than anything, it will have taken so much out of both of them, that fight. We don't even know how much yet. That they generally, you want 4 or 5 months between those kind of fights. But a September fight, somewhere like Portman Road with 40,000 people, if you count the number of fans that could get on the pitch, maybe in terrace seating on the pitch, they could break all records there. And obviously there was a big crowd in there from Ipswich for Fabio Wardley. A lot of people travelling down from Burton-on-Trent and surrounding areas for Frazer as well. It was an amazing atmosphere, and as you say, very worthy of one of the great all British heavyweight fights, but also worthy of a rematch, no doubt about it. Whether Fabio wants to do that, I'm not sure, but both of these guys have put themselves in that top 20 heavyweight Super League mix that's going on in Saudi Arabia as well, in my view.
Absolutely. We saw Gareth just before the main event. Adam Azim and Harlem Eubank got in the ring, and that fight looks like that's going to happen. Now, since then, there's been comments from sort of Matchroom, Eddie Hearn saying that Azim stuck the fight. You've got Ben Shalom saying, "Well, look at Wardley Clark. We've delayed that a year, and look at how much attention and how good the fight was." So yeah, what's your thoughts?
Um, I've said this to other people. I said it to Adam Azim on the night. There's no point rushing it because if he gets up there and he beats Dalton Smith for any reason, he's there at that world level. And because Dalton's at world level now, if they're talking about a fight with Regis Prograis next and what he did with Jose Zepeda, stopping him in 5 rounds. You look at Jose Zepeda did 12 rounds with um, Hutchinson Richards, or Hutchinson Richards. I've got his name the wrong way around.
Got it right the first time.
Hitchens. I
Yeah,
got it right the first time. Yeah. Well, he went 12 rounds with him. His first name sounds like it could be his surname, but
yeah.
I mean he's a great boxer and not a knockout merchant. 17 wins, 7 knockouts. But I think you look at what Dalton's now capable of, and he's clearly at world level. And they're talking about Regis Prograis, as I say, potentially fighting him next. So Adam's not at that level yet. He's not ready for that level and staying at that level. He's still a developing fighter. He's still very young. So I get it. I get the vacation of that, or vacating of that belt, so that he's not under pressure in that way.
Just
I
moving
mean, Eddie loves digging the heels in on Ben Shalom and what goes on there anyway. So it's one of those things. It's promotional speak, but I think you've always got to build a fighter in the right way. And I think there's still a lot of work to be done with Adam Azim in terms of his development and his gradation, really.
Just sticking with Eddie, he did an interview with IFL, I think today, and he said that AJ's going to fight, definitely going to fight in a world title fight, whether that's an IBF title fight or the Undisputed fight. Derek Chisora said the other day that AJ will definitely fight the winner of DuBois-Hergovich. So does that kind of align with, I guess, what Derek said?
Maybe, but you can't. That's 5 months away, and let's see what happens on May the 18th, first of all, in Saudi Arabia between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, because let's say they have a very tight, controversial draw. Maybe the belt won't be up in that instance. We don't know yet. He's talking about the IBF belt, obviously.
Yeah.
And if that becomes vacant and the IBF have actually commandeered the fact the belt will be removed after this fight, then so be it. And there is talk of Hergovich and Dubois. It hasn't been confirmed yet, by the way. Nor has Joshua. They could draw as well, by the way. If they fought for the IBF belt, they could draw in whenever they're going to fight, because that's being talked about as well. So, or they fight for an eliminator for the IBF. It's all plausible. I can see them building that, and it all makes sense. But let's see what happens on May the 18th. First of all, let's wait for the announcement of Dubois and Hergovich. That's what people are talking about at the moment, but we don't know 100% that it is happening because it's not confirmed yet. That's the scenario so often in these cases. But obviously, we're just speculating right now.
There's so many undisputed fights happening, Gareth. I think you made the point of that last week. I think there's 4 in the next 2 months or something.
Well, it's 4 inside 4 weeks, which is unprecedented. It's unheard of. It's an amazing scenario. It's been made possible by big events in Saudi Arabia, of course. The light heavyweight undisputed and the heavyweight undisputed, 2 of the biggest fights we'll have seen for a very long time. And obviously in Vegas and Japan, Inoue facing Luis Nery for the super bantamweight undisputed. And obviously Canelo defending all the super middleweight belts against Jaime Munguia. No, it's unprecedented as far as I can remember, and it's a brilliant time for boxing in for those very reasons. But it's not just those fights that are being made. The whole movement that's happened in the last 7-8 months has really stimulated world and global boxing, and we're seeing it all over the place. I mean, it's an extraordinary time when you think about what's coming up. With Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and Kambosos and Lomachenko in Australia, Nina Hughes, world title fight in Australia as well. Sky Nicholson this weekend. Fighters developing all the time. I mean, the May fight between Catterall and Taylor as well. That's been moved to May. It's an extraordinarily busy time for the sport, and it's all good, and it all points towards an amazing year, maybe a historic year in boxing in 2024.
On May 18th, Chisora said, sticking with Chisora, he said to Seconds Out that he likes what he's seeing between Tyson and John Fury in the gym, and he said that that combination could work well against Usyk, and John knows Tyson and maybe could be his lead trainer. I don't know if that's going to happen. I assume Sugar Hill's going to be in charge, but yeah, what would you think of John leading the corner?
Well, John's always been around in the background. He's very, very knowledgeable, and I think Tyson listens to him. And if he doesn't agree, he doesn't. But John's very often been on the money about Tyson Fury. He's always kind of said Tyson will pull out the great performances when he needs to, and I think we have seen that from him. That's why an in shape, in form Tyson Fury is for me is the victor against Oleksandr Usyk. We don't know yet; it's the big test. But yeah, I think he's always going to be there in the background. I haven't heard anything to the effect that Tyson won't be working with Sugar Hill. We know that Ben Whittaker, I think Ben Whittaker's not working with him anymore, is he? But because there were, just conflicts, and I think, I mean, conflicts in terms for him in terms of not getting enough time from Sugar Hill. So, I think Tyson Fury, Sugar Hill's #1 pupil. I haven't heard anything, and I have dug around on that as well, by the way. I haven't heard anything that they are parting ways.
Okay, and just finally, Gareth, Haney Garcia coming up. What's your thoughts on the fight?
Well, I think Ryan Garcia seems to have turned a corner in the last week or so. It's great to see him around his parents. It was something that I was advocating before, that having his dad around, his mum around, was very important. How do I see the fight? I think it's brilliant matchmaking for Devin Haney. I think it's a great fight for him. How far away are we now? Is that 27th?
2 weeks on Saturday. It's the 20th.
2 weeks Saturday. It's the 20th it's on, is it? Yeah, 20th. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what was April the 27th. Oh, it was originally Catterall and Taylor too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was delayed because of Josh Taylor's eye issue, pressure behind his eye. It's a great fight. Haney's become a brilliant young boxer. I think Ryan Garcia is going to have a lot of power early. He's going to let his hands go. He's a very confident fighter. But I see Haney winning on points or even by a late stoppage. But don't write off the power of Garcia early. It's a great fight. He'll get loads of eyeballs. And, has Ryan been doing Emperor's Clothes with us all the way through this and kind of trolling us all? We don't know. Hopefully he's fine. I'm really looking forward to the contest.
Yep, same here. Gareth, appreciate your time this Thursday afternoon. Hopefully you get your car sorted out, and I'll see you soon.
I'll be ready soon. Good use of time. It was great to see you, Jonathan. Cheers. Thanks for all your help.